and also wristbands. You can get wristbands for Honor Your Oath, like this one here, so make sure you get those. We only have a couple more speakers before we let you go. When you get ready to leave here, we hope that you visit some of the merchants and bring your American flags with you, and bring your Do Not Tread flags with you, and bring your signs with you. Sadly, I can't let you bring your dogs into some of these places, but let the people know that we are here. We don't just come here and visit every once in a while to tell them that they're doing something incorrect. We do come up here all the time. And in 2 months, we've had 3 rallies here. And all of the rallies have had more than 500 people. You weren't bused here. You weren't paid to be here. You came here because you knew something had to be done. And I greatly appreciate that. This next speaker is also a really good singer too, by the way. She's a representative for District 8. She was born in Andover, Mass. Boy, a lot of Mass people come up here. Just out of curiosity, how many of you were born in New Hampshire? Me too. Can we just wave at all the Massachusetts people who've come and joined us? Thank you for joining us, guys. We won't hold it against you. I always tell people always ask when I go on radio shows, or when I go on talk shows, or when I go to other rallies, they read my bio, and my bio says, bred and raised in New Hampshire. I just want to make everyone sure that my mom didn't cross the border to give birth. She was here. She's a House Representative for District 8, which is Alton, Barnstead, Gillington. She's also an opera singer. She was up here last time, did a wonderful job. Her topic is taking it back the local government, which is important because that's really where it starts. Washington can collapse people, but if we have a strong local government, we survive. Husband Carlos Martinez, Christopher, and Catherine. And what are her interests? Cooking, eating, and entertaining. So we're all going to go over her house after this rally. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Representative JaneCormier.
Okay. Well, I want to thank Jack for allowing me to be part of this rally. I was happy to be part of all the rallies that have been held here at the State House recently. I think they're important. I think when you come out every single time, it sends a message of how important this work is. And we're in solidarity today to discuss what's happening in our country. We continue to see the tentacles of a corrupt and a bloated government trying to consume our natural rights as stated in our state and our federal constitutions. We have heard so much truth today. I almost feel like there's not much more I can add to the messages. I do believe that our gun rights are under attack, and I think many of our natural rights are under attack from the progressive left. I wanted to share with you something today that happened in the State House a couple of weeks ago that really affected me. I think more so even than the other bills that have been voted on in this House, grievously I must say. This one specifically disturbed me, and I thought that it was worthy of discussion with you today. The House has recently, as you know, took up finance bills. House Bill 1 and 2 were budgetary bills, and they were of the worst sort. Okay, they grew considerably our state government. They raised our taxes. They had irresponsible revenue estimates in these budgets. And these budgets did nothing to stem the spending tide that we face in our state today. It was awful to see these bloated, big, fat documents come in. Again, this is my first term, this is my first try in anything political, so all of this is a huge learning experience for me. And I think that maybe I was like you guys before I got in here, so some of this information might be interesting. In HB 2, there was a section, it was a section called 130. And in this section, it was as though time stopped when I read and heard about this section in HB 2. It gives effectively our government, our governor, excuse me, the power to raid any dedicated fund to balance the general fund budget. Okay? So let me say that again. Section 130 gives approval of this rating to a new fiscal committee that is appointed, five senators, 5 House Republicans, and they oversee the moving of these monies from the dedicated funds to fill these huge gaps that are in the budget because the revenue estimates were so bad, so poorly put together, especially in the governor's budget. We have, what, 81 million on gambling that isn't even legal in this state yet. Like, duh. Okay, so we have 200 to 300 dedicated funds in New Hampshire, depending on who you ask. And then they include the L-chip fund, fish and game, renewable energy, dam maintenance, sustainability stuff, all the list goes on and on. But I sat there amazed as we had an amendment the Republicans put up to take out Section 130 in HB2. It touched nothing else in the bill. It was a scalpel amendment to take out something that was truly, truly egregious. And do you know, it didn't pass. It was close. It was 181 to 186. The House voted to keep, okay, to keep 130. Wow. And I have to tell you, I was sitting in my seat and I felt my blood pressure rise, and I couldn't believe that Democrats were going to vote for 130, because you know what? If there's a Republican governor in that seat, why would a Democrat want that governor to have the ability to raid at will? It didn't make any sense to me, and I thought, this is never going to fly, and it did. They got overturned, right? The amendment got overturned, and now it's going into the Senate as part of HB2. Oh my, it better fail is right. My mind, when I was staring around that hall, I wanted to go and speak, and my ignorance, I delayed that. I didn't do it because I kept thinking right up until the last minute, leadership's going to have to really take this apart. This is egregious. This changes the balance of power. The legislation doesn't have to go ahead, doesn't have to oversee the appropriation of these funds. Your tax, my tax dollars, the governor can just appoint and take the money at will to make it look like the budget is balanced, right? It's to make it look like the general fund is balanced. So I didn't speak about Section 130. I did speak on H135. But I made such a mistake, and I have a regret about it, because I didn't speak my mind, and I learned a lesson. And it's a lesson that I want to share, and I hope that you grab this lesson and you take it home with you today. I learned to never expect someone else to do the work that needs to be done, ever, ever. And I learned to never do that again. If that situation comes up, I won't wait again, because I didn't sit well with that. Myself, I couldn't sit well with that. And it opened up a door. I believe we're in a very special place today. The encroaching progressivism is at our door, knocking loudly, okay? We need to start to engage in some real truth-telling. But how can we move this mountain of progressivism that's stealing our private property rights, our education system, and our financial institutions? Like it or not, the answer is simple, and we all need to solve this problem now. It's going back to our local communities, and it's getting into the process. I didn't have any political aspirations or experience. I jumped in because I could not stand what I saw my representatives voting for in this House. I was disgusted. So I jumped in, and I didn't wait. I said, okay, you know what? I couldn't possibly be as bad as that. So I'm going to jump in. Okay, and I want you to know that you could do this too. If there's a selectman seat coming up, if there's a budgetary seat committee coming up, if there's a school board seat coming up, you get on it. That's right. You get your friends to join those. Folks, let me tell you, you think that that mountain's a lot bigger than it is. Belknap County has had some extremely excellent excellent success at flipping everything from Agenda 21 stuff to putting conservatives on these boards, and we're seeing the result because people like me are going to really, really vote for conservative government. But yeah, we are. A few of us in Belknap County have an idea, and we've put this together as a grassroots organization. I want you to know that you can go online and see www.belknapcountyconservativerepublicans.com. How simple is that? And our goal is to flood our party, like it or not, with conservatives at the local level. That local level will move up to the county level, and that county level will move right back into this house. We need to flip this house. We do, and it's doable. It's doable. If you go home with nothing else, and you have so much great information, and it's all about integrity and oaths today. We take oaths when we run, when we serve, right? You can take the same oath in government, and you will make a difference for your children and for the generation after those children, because it's a doable thing. Get into local government. On May 18th, Fun Spot, a family event. It's totally free. Free hot dogs, free American apple pie, free big gulps if you want a big gulp, right? Free. Please join us on May 18th at Fun Spot. See what Belknap County Conservative Republicans putting together. We're putting together a template for every county in this state. And you are going to be the answer. You right here, and the friends and the family that you bring. Get committed to local politics, folks. Don't be afraid of it. You can do it.
Yeah!
Thank you. God bless America. It is the greatest nation on earth.
Croc TV.